Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2, testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2, testing, testing. Hey, can you pull up your phone, just
pull up your phone quickly, just make sure you get the right audio.
Should be on the LI Sports Network page. Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2, testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2, testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2, testing, testing, 1, 2. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2, testing, testing. Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2, testing, testing, 1, 2. Test, test, 1, 2, 1, 2, test, test. I raised my voice just a little bit up. Let's see what we can do here. Test, test, 1, 2, 1, 2, test, test, 1, 2, 1, 2, test, 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 test. One, two, test, test. That's good.
Like said, I'm gonna run a camera.
Your boss is calling you, or he was calling you.
That's my phone because, yeah, I know. I was already testing on my camera.
The combatants ready for battle as Northport Huntington puts their undefeated season on the line against the East Islip Chiefs, who stand in third place. As this is Hanson off to a hot start. The Varsity lead in score makes it 1-0 Northport. but pays off for the big man Hansen, and Northport Huntington entering this contest with an astounding 12-0-1 record, lead 1-0 in the early moments of this first period. Around the boards it goes. East Islip will hop onto it as they try to answer back here in the first. This is Smith dropping one down low. Savaglio will chase it down before Walsh can get to it. Here comes Robert Savaglio. Savaglio turning up the jets, taking it back into the zone. Goes wide, tried to drop it in front to Chihuahua, but he wasn't there in time to receive that feed. This is East Islip the other way, and there's a hit right there on Slattery. He stays up on his feet. Meanwhile, at the other end, that's Bradley Gray avoiding the check right there. Michael Andrew here calling this game and working the scoreboard, so let me get you guys updated right there. Gone by 3 minutes now of play. The netminders, Steven Squillante, Angel Spinelli, starting in the cage for their respective squads. As this one was cut off right there by a stick being provided by number 22, Gray, who dumps it in the Chiefs zone. And that will allow Northport to gain some new reinforcements. Here's number 89, Ferrazzi, dumping this one on the half wall. Northport Huntington at 19 other way. Trying to get on top of it right there. This one's sent in front, almost poked past Squillante, who makes the stop. And play is halted. Tied up on the draw right there. East Islip again. Controlling it. Northport pushing it back in a treacherous territory here. The Tigers have the propensity to unload on their opponents with their high-powered offense in the early moments of the first period this season. No matter who the team is, they've done a lot of damage to the best of this division. There's another big hit late right there. That was Meyer stepping, or hammering down on the big hit right there against his opponent. Northport Huntington getting it again, as this is Reckling trying to steer it back into the zone. It was blocked off, but not out of the zone. Kept alive at Motherway, and he sends a shot that propels off a stick and into the mesh. Up with it again as this one is angled ahead, but couldn't be touched across the hands by Mackles as he's in a battle with one of the Chiefs players in front of the bench. Mackles getting pushed around right there as East Islip comes up with it. Here's Ivers getting a hold of that reception, and wouldn't go right there as this one was plucked and caught, and now this Patelli in a strong spot fires it off the iron. And he scored like that twice against Ward Melville a couple weeks ago when he notched a pair of goals against the Patriots en route to a big Northport 5-2 win. Stops cut off right there as East Islip tries to answer the other way. And Anatra steers it across, gets it onto the stick of Smith. Smith couldn't swing it back in front. It's taken back again by Northport Huntington. Paragalo couldn't get it onto the stick of Mackles as it missed the reach of stick number 16. Hansen keeping it alive. Almost got it cleanly on the stick of Mackles, but it slipped off the stick. Returns the feed back to Hansen. He has to corral it right there as he's being hounded by one of the Chiefs players. Hansen gets it across Breckel with the timer, and a save is made right there by the Chiefs netminder. Another chance in front. This one couldn't reach the stick of Hansen. Angled ahead and pushing him with speed with Smith, and he had to slam on the brakes as he was losing control of it at the last moment. Ducks back into the zone. Alessi will take control of it as he's being hounded in the corner right there. Alessi finishes on his man as East Islip finds himself in pressure. While Angel Smelly covers the puck, I'm going to take this time to adjust my mic. mic issues are restored with 6:26 on the clock. I think that's an adjustment right there, but it's East Islip trails by a goal. The lone goal by Blake Hansen. And we do get the all clear signal by our great production band director coordinator for the night, Anthony Brown. Helped out with my audio. I was having trouble finding the exact noise I wanted to use for you all to listen to here tonight. And there's a chance negated by the glove hand of Squante, who had to cover it up. Another draw back to the point, Huntington. There's a shot that was blocked right there, but it's kept alive by the Tigers. And these Islip finding themselves their more pressure against them. Ray, trouble right there for Roundheads, but nevertheless keeps it alive in his own right. Fires a shot that goes wide in the cage. May have gotten a piece of Squante, hard to tell from this angle because I'm looking at the monitor, but I also have good vision from the left side of me. But look at the monitor here because I'm also running corners. This is Yuskovic swing this one into the corner, and this one is tapped forward as the Chiefs push into the Tiger zone. And they're spending a lot of time in their own ends due to the heavy powered pressure being provided by the Tigers offense. Here's Clark trying to push forward there, but to no avail as this is the Chiefs again. Still can't get it back in the zone. They play catch in their own territory. Anatra beats it across as Ivers with a little nifty kick reception, trying to get on Yuskovic as he's challenging towards Ivers, trying to find space to attack the goal right there when he had pressure coming from behind, courtesy of number 19, Breckler. Battle continues in the corner. Ivers left in a perfect position, but couldn't corral it back onto his forehand. And more pressure being provided by number 90 of Northport, Huntington. Northport goes, Ivers, and now again this is the Chiefs looking to respond. Clark, also off right there by Caragala, but it's kept alive in the zone. Valencia at the point, fires a shot through traffic, but Angel Spinelli reads it perfectly and makes the stop. Doing a tremendous job at making sure my audio is perfectly correct. Little fact about Anthony Brown, he just visited Oneonta College as he's currently a senior in high school and will continue his journey with his next big career. The whistle is blown, play is dead, and penalty is called. We'll figure out verdicts. Interference against number 16, Derek Mackholtz. Begins. East Islip giving it up to the Tigers. Patelli short-handed has a man charging to the goal. That was Hansen. Patelli collides with a man, the M-Lords. Couldn't get a jersey number on that Chief right there. No pun intended. As there's a little scramble for the loose puck, and Northport comes out with it. Firing it back in. Vitelli trying to catch it with his one hand and steer in the right direction. And he was plowed in a collision right there by Frank Alessi. Results will be 4-on-4 hockey. The chagrin of number 83 as he's called for the tripping minor. He'll sit in the box for 2 minutes. The minute and 18 as we close in on the final 2 minutes of play in the first period. Tyler Paragallo trying to exit the zone. He's being pressured right there by number 13, Ibers. Gets it back to the point. And there's Sabaglio with an open lane, but he was stopped right there by Squilante. Gets it back, but turns it over to the Chiefs, and here comes Sean Smith looking to erupt, and he stood up hard by Bradley Gray. Regains control. Smith with the redemption shot, and he is denied by Spinelli, and this will give me time to adjust the audio. I know you guys are, you ladies and gentlemen are watching us at home and probably wondering, why is this announcer so loud? Well, the audio issue is the reason, but we got all under control, hopefully, right now as I lowered it just a little bit. Meanwhile, Brecklin on the ice, trying to corral him back on his stick, but taken back instead by Yuskovic, and he's challenging some boards. Northport keeping it alive in the zone. Yuskovic trying to cancel out the chance for the Tigers to erupt here on the 4-on-4. Another chance denied. Rebound Paragallo getting banned on the attempt as it slipped off his stick when he tried to pull the trigger. Another try as one of the Tigers was dumped in front. Now it's Brecklin. Islip. Blank catch. Pushing it back into the hands of the Tigers on their 15 seconds of clock for their first power play of the night. Pardon me, that is Northport Huntington scoreboard. Makes me a little confused with the way they label it here in the rinks. Another try couldn't be stuffed home by Hansen. Back to 5-on-5 hockey. A lot more time on the scoreboard here than there is on the game itself, so I'm just going to stop and make an adjustment quickly as play continues. Right exact time, 40 seconds left for the Chiefs to get something on the board before the first period buzzer sounds. This one couldn't reach Ferrazzi as he was cut off, but here's Burns. Burns falling to his knees as he couldn't press towards the goal further. Bats rumbling against the boards. Chiefs looking to erupt, and there's a shot that's fended off the blocker of Spinelli. Northport Huntington with 5 seconds left to go. One last chance to erupt again. Mackoltz got the shot off, but couldn't get it past by Squilante. And we head to the second period with the Tigers up 1-0. Next 15 minutes of play commences with the Tigers back in familiar territory. Around the boards it goes. Savaglio retreating as he's being pressured by the other 13 Ivers, but gets it onto the stick of Gray. Once more, Northport, Huntington controlling it. Back in their own zones, they try to push forward here. Haragawa look out right there and is almost stood up big by number 5, Sean Smith. East Islip controlling it again. Ivers on the reception. Dangles past his man. And here's another try for the Chiefs to get on the board. Ivers and Smith at lethal two-way tandem for East Islip. Ivers almost got it across to Smith, who was just inches from touching that one home. Savaglio the other way, finds space. Tried to drop it to Chirico in the trailer, but his display of deception would not work that time. As the Chiefs get out new reinforcements onto the ice, Northport Huntington gets a chance on goal with Matt Colts just missing. Ivers again. Northport Huntington trying to push it back into the face of the Chiefs, and here they come. Brecklin doing the work for the Tigers. Defense or offense, he fired it wide. This one stays alive. Patelli, and he had some company coming courtesy of one of the Chiefs' defensemen. Patelli with another crack at it in the zone. Try to get it across, instead it's intercepted and taken back by the Chiefs. Off the boards it goes, back in the Tigers' zone. Ison waved off as Spinelli elects to play it. Hansen with it again, feeding it up ahead, but Matt Holtz couldn't touch it across to Patelli, and this allows Alessi to steam the other way, and he was tripped up heading towards goal. Another try, and Alessi couldn't stuff that one home as he was dragged down, and this will result in a penalty. And as Captain Jack sits for 2 minutes, I'm going to take this time to fix my audio one last time. Fingers crossed, folks. So a 2-minute power play for the Chiefs here. Give me a sec. Let me get the scoreboard back up. And the second man advantage opportunity for East Islip tonight begins. And that shot couldn't get towards the goal. It was blocked in front. Alessi in the neutral zone trying to turn the corner here. Instead takes it back to the point. Alessi trying to chop one in front. He had a man hurrying in front of the cage, but couldn't get a deflection on that one. That was Smith, and he's got it back. Turns the favor as the Chiefs work in the zone. There's a drive on net, stopped again by Spinelli off the stick of Alessi, and it results in a clear by the Tigers. Battle continues behind the goal as East Islip tries to get one to go, but that one slipped off the stick at the last moment. Again, Burns. And he gets the return feed again. Burns tried to get the shot off, and it went wide. May have gotten a piece of the deflection on the defense by Patelli. Patelli going the other way with speed. Carmine Patelli fanned on the first attempt, and he missed wide on the second try as the whistle blows again. And that almost was a 2-0 goal right there for Northport Huntington. Spitelli almost got it to go. But that missed try from number 11 benefits the Tigers regardless, because now they find themselves back on the power play, and this will be their second tonight. And it begins with 4-on-4 hockey for the next 20 seconds. Patelli at the point, tried to get it down low to his intended target. It's kept alive by the Tigers for a moment. Patelli keeping it going and still providing that immense pressure. Well, here's Ivers with a nice spinorama maneuver. Tried to center it across, and it was cut off. A minute and a half left to go on the 2-minute minor to Burns. Blake Hansen trying to dangle past the defense, keeping it going, gets a shot off, and a big stop made right there by Squilante. Crowd applauding the efforts of the East Islip netminder as he comes up big once again against the big man for Northport Huntington, the lone goal scorer tonight, Blake Hansen. Here's Brecklin. Hansen, kick save made by Squilante. And this one is tight roped on the blue line. Couldn't be kept in the zone by the Tigers. Instead, the Chiefs are back in Northport's territory. And there's a shot stopped again by Spinelli off the stick of Ivers. A close call right there for Northport Huntington, who almost in that little scramble with Patelli all over the floor, keeping it alive. It looks like they were going to get one to go, but East Islip just too strong right there on the forecheck. Now Smith slams this one off the boards. Further in the Tiger zone where Paragallo will recollect it, send it around the boards. Pushed ahead. Bodies banging along the boards right there. That was Patelli colliding with Alessi as this one is dumped all the way down. Spinelli will play it at the side of the goal to Brecklin. Brecklin almost mishandles it as this is Paragallo with a little spinorama maneuver to create some space. Tyler Paragallo sends this one down the corner. He'll hunt it down himself. Paragallo. Defensive offense, couldn't lay it across the Hansen. Here's the fifth man out of the box. What a play! Smith on the one-time chance is stopped by Spinelli. A huge opportunity squandered up by the Northport netminder, and we'll take a look at the replay. And that almost was pretty by the Chiefs. This is Motherway trying to get the Tigers back in the right direction. They lead 1-0, but till this point, it's been all East Islip, keeping Northport from scoring more against Squilante, and the Tigers have been finding themselves in difficulty with facing immense pressure from the Chiefs' offense. Here's Sanders. Sanders flips this one over the goal. Stepping into that one, Coyle. East Islip with it again. This is Walsh. Walsh. Counted right there by Coyle. Those two get tangled up into the boards. Alessi trying to help out. He gets it. Alessi back to point. Smith fires. Kick save made by Spinelli. Another stop made by the Northport netminder. It may lead to a big chance for the Tigers. The other way. And Squilante responds with his own big stop. as he just got a piece of it with the shaft of his stick. Another try. Goes wide, kept alive in the zone by Savaglio. Savaglio on his own little carousel of progress, trying to create a play in front. Another try wouldn't go, and Squante may have gotten a piece of that one as well. I heard the sound of his pads making the stop. The activity building up inside the Chiefs zone as Northport finally showing more life after being well into this second period, remaining in their own zones. This one is flipped out of play on the backhand by Walsh. We'll take a look at more replays, courtesy of our handy-dandy ISO machinery here. And what you got here is some good goaltending by Angel Spinelli. Round the boards it goes. Once again, this is East Islip with another try in front, and Antra couldn't touch that one back on his forehand. Good job by the Tigers to negate numerous opportunities for the Chiefs. Off the boards it goes, but couldn't be pushed further. East Islip coming up with it again. Anatra back in the zone. Ryan Anatra fires a shot. This one stuns Spinelli, and it ricocheted off his mask and out of play. A good save again made by number 12, and he'll take a breather after getting hit with that one. Another replay look at number 12. Bang! Into the netting. And a sigh of relief for number 12 as this game remains a 1-0 score. Another try stopped again by Spinelli. Clark button hooking or attempting to button hook away from Patelli, but fell in the process, and this allows Northport Huntington, or I thought they were going to get it back, as this is Anatra putting a stop to it, getting it to Clark. Clark with a shot that goes wide of the cage. Ivers back in the right circle. Another try wouldn't go right there for the Chiefs. Ivers couldn't maintain control of it, but it's kept alive at the point again by the Chiefs. That was Yuskovic, but his shot was blocked in front by his skate, and this allows Northport Huntington to create some more noise just by making their presence felt inside the Chiefs zone. Mackholtz, Hansen, Patelli all on the ice. And this is Anatra the other way. Across, Ivers couldn't get on that one as he had pressure coming from the stick of Paragal. Another try, Anatra, and that one was kicked out by Spinelli. Turnaround attempt right there by Alessi wouldn't go. Northport Huntington surviving the carnage right there. Anatra again in the zone. Ryan Anatra gets it across. Alessi has trouble corralling on his stick as he spun out of control, and Spinelli makes another stop. Replay again. Alessi just ran out of time, as it showed if he had just a little bit more space, more time, he would have gotten a stronger release on that shot attempt. But a good try nevertheless, and there's another good attempt to get another one to go by the Tigers. Instead, it's Squilante coming up with another stop. Behind on the clock just a tight bit, so let me just make that adjustment, and here we go. 4:15 is the exact time left in this second period of play. No score has been delivered by either of these teams in this period, and the only goal that stands is still by number 57, which happened a minute into play back in the first. Another try on goal. Spinelli holding on for dear life. He made back-to-back stops and robs the Chiefs. Angel Spinelli with another gift from above. And the journey that man had to take to get to this point is one worth listening to. Bravo, Angel Spinelli. The other way, Brecklin fires this one over the cage, catches his own shot in the glove hand to keep it alive in the zone. Motherway attempting to help number 90. Brecklin trying to get it across, and this one couldn't be stuffed home right there by the other Tiger. And out of the zone it goes. Northport Huntington trying to push it back instead, relinquishing it onto the stick of Ferrazzi. Ferrazzi couldn't get a strong feed, and he goes head over heels on top of a Northport player. That was number 90, Brecklin, who was going under like a submarine as he had one man flying on top of him. Another chance, ricocheted off his skates, and it pinballs back the other way. The race is on now between these two combatants as Brody being handled against the wall right there by the Tigers player. Now it's Bradley Gray looking to erupt here for Northport Huntington, and it's East Islip instead erupting. A mighty hit thrown in the zone. And the favor returns by the Northport Huntington player, number 24. Chipped ahead, but this misses the reaching stick of Walsh, and instead it will be touched up for icing. And let's take a look at the physicality that's beginning to build up with their handy-dandy ISO replay. Bill Walsh providing some of that East Coast offense as he shares the same name of the legendary football innovator Bill Walsh of the San Francisco 49ers, as I accidentally touched and resetted the clock. I make that quick adjustment here. We got about 2 minutes left to play in the second period. 1-0 scores. This shot attempt is blocked right there by the Northport defense. And having trouble corralling it and almost taking a spill was number 7. He's hobbling right there as he kind of stopped awkwardly and kept his footing. Savaglio able to evade pressure. And almost got his head taken off right there by number 78, Walsh again. Walsh looking to deliver more pain against the Northport players, as he did before moments ago. East Islip pushing in the zone and forcing his way through a lot of bodies. Was that East Islip Chief, and he takes another man to task against the boards behind the play. Meanwhile, ahead, this is Savaglio. Savaglio back in the zone, taking it wide. Savaglio delaying. Savaglio holding. Savaglio drops this one off the boards and back onto the stick of Patelli. Patelli loses it, and it results in a breakaway chance for Ryan Anatra. Score! Number 72 turns it up a notch for the Chiefs, and it's tied up at 1. I know you're listening, boss. I hope you liked that one, as this one pinballs and leads to an odd man chance the other way, and it's going to be nullified because a player went off sides. And we've heard those chants before a couple weeks back. I know our cameraman Aiden was present at that game between Connect Quad and Northport Huntington. And I'm sorry to bring this up to you, Aiden, but in that game, the results was your future alma mater going down, I think, what was it, 4-2? Sorry to bring those bad memories up to you, Aiden. But this kid is enjoying every minute of this contest, I'll tell you what. Regardless of where he goes to school, this kid is just having the time of his life. And we're happy that you're on board here at LI Sports Network, Aiden. And there's Michael Meyer making his way back onto the ice. And right on cue, the chant starts. As Frank Coyle and his team strategize for these next 30 seconds of play. Two skilled players providing a goal each for their respective squads. Blake Hansen of the Tigers, Ryan Anatra of the Chiefs. The question remains now, who will break the deadlock score and put their team up 2-1? Patelli, Matt Holtz loses the handle of it. Patelli regains control of it, sends it back to the point. Savaglio gets it back onto the second. Savaglio had to lean in to keep it alive in the zones. This one's dumped back down low. Hansen having trouble controlling it. As this one pinballs back in front, Matt Colt's going to get a handle on that one. And we'll go to the third period with this score tied up at 1. Northport Huntington 12-0 ends 1. And the third place East Islip Chiefs reaching the pinnacle right here on Rivalry Night. One last rallying cry for both schools before these next 15 minutes of battle commence. Blake Hansen had the first goal, his 18th of the year, his 24th point total this season. The response was cashed in by no other than Ryan Anatra. This one pinballs back in front in the zone. The Tigers return to their offensive ways. Another try on net. Save made by Squilante. And there's a battle ensuing in front as this one propels off the glass, but stays in play. Is this Patelli keeping it going for the Tigers? Another try, stopped in front. Hansen looking to corral it, kicks it back onto his forehand, and now he finds himself into trouble as East Islip providing more pressure, but the Tigers keeping it in the zone as this one may have gotten a piece of the iron. Patelli in his sweet spot, connecting on the one-timer. Another try as this one received, or almost received cleanly right there by Hansen, as that was Derek Mackholtz dumping Andrew Worst to the ice, resulting in a load of cheers from the Northport faithful. Andrew Worst responding, and he throws the big body check against big man Michael Meyer. Back the other way, the Tigers looking to erupt. Hard hit thrown on Derek Mackholtz. Score! Carmine Patelli erupts in the third period. Carnage all over the place, and the Tigers are back in front. Lucky number 11 for 11. And his points total now accumulates to 20. Around it goes Northport, trying to add another one, but that won't help. Icing called. And we'll take a look at the replay of the recent craziness that just happened. And that was the start of it. And we'll go back and look at the finisher provided by Patelli. Goal number 11 for him is where we stand. It's a 2-1 hockey game as Bradley Gray now looks to get his name on the board, but he shoots that one wide. Savaglio keeping this one in. Down low, handled. And Truico pinned up against the boards right there by his opponents. East Islip looking to respond the other way. Here comes Ryan Anatra spinning this one across. Late man. That was Ivers. Anatra again has Lena at the point. Throws this one to the other side. No one was home as Clark couldn't get there for the reception. Play blown dead, and we'll see the reason why. And it looks to be offsides. So it was a handpass. And going back to the total calculation of Ryan Anatra's season performance, that was his 9th goal of the season, totaling his points total to 19. Big hit thrown right there as it bounces off the boards. And more bodies converging along the half wall. Jack Brecklin coming up with it for Northport. Fires this one off the glass. A man spilled hard into the boards on his own for the Chiefs. And more taunts being provided by the Northport fans as a result of that mistake. Here's Elena. Pardon me, Lena, as this one touched up again, plays blown dead. Corey Geidish in the box for 2 minutes. East Islip rewarded with their third power play of the contest. And a big one for them as they could use it to answer the call here in the third. Burns trying to flip this one ahead, kicks this one across, but couldn't kick it back to himself. Instead, it's a clear for the Tigers. East Islip with possession. This one skipped off a stick, but found Ivers. Thomas Ivers fanned on the attempt, and it results in the Chiefs having to retreat and come up with a plan B. Here comes Sinatra. 1 goal tonight. He's pressured off the puck right there by Brecklin. East Islip maintains control inside the zone. Burns gets it across in front. Smith trying to corral it on his backhand. He stumbled as he got the shot off. Angel Spinelli, though, makes the stop. And he tells the crowd to raise the volume just a notch. It remains a 2-1 game. Worse on the draw as this is cleared out again. Blake Hansen taking off like a rocket as he tries to chase it down. He'll get there. Flipping it almost to the goal. A mad scramble. And a goal by Carmine Patelli. I thought Steven Scolante made the unbelievable recovery, but instead, don't let number 11 deceive you one bit. It's a 2-goal game for Patelli, and it's a 3-1 game for Northport. Watch this again. And the clear evidence from that replay shows that it indeed went in cleanly off the stick of number 11. We have a brief delay in front of the bench as Northport Huntington converts on the penalty kill with heavy-powered special teams. 50 seconds remain on East Islip's power play. 10:06 remains on the clock for one team to pull off the ultimate shocker and the other to ride off into the sunset and continue their perfect journey. Ferrazzi hounded right there, kept alive in the zone by the Chiefs. This one's thrown in front, stopped by Spinelli, kept alive by East Islip. Down low, another try, and that one may have gotten a piece of Spinelli as well. At the point, Alessi swings this one aggressively across to Yuskovic, then returns the feed down low to Clark. Clark tried to get it in front, and couldn't be stashed home. Alessi couldn't muscle on top of that one. Patelli controlling it, gets onto the stick of his intended target. That's big man Michael Meyer. Meyer having to slam on the brakes to keep control of the puck, stashes it down low. And now Hansen will try to get to it. He throws the body check. Both combatants remain on their skates. As we close in on the final 9 minutes of play. Sent back in the zone by Brecklin. Pushed aside by Scolante. Play continues. Anatra again has it. Anatra carrying this one back in the zone. Ryan Anatra drops it between the legs to Ivers, and this one couldn't be progressed further to the goal. And the crowd rumbles some more as it remains a 3-1 game. Brecklin, the captain for the Tigers, muscling off and absorbing the pressure as he tried to skip it across. Back the other way. Slattery. Brian Slattery. Out-muscled by Brecklin as he's pinned up against the boards. Another body comes in crashing in to lay the check. 4.5 left to go in regulation. 4.5 left before Northport can say they have defeated every single, or they've went unbeaten against every single opponent in the Suffolk County Varsity Division. 4.5 minutes left for East Islip to come up with a late game strategy and tie this one up and maybe send it to overtime. Another try. Another body check and another clear. Yuskovic hunting it down. Pressured again. Able to get it onto the stick of Ivers. Ivers tried to get it across to no avail. More clock and more time beginning to run out for the Chiefs to get one to go. Another try, and this one skipped off the deflecting attempt. And again, Northport, Huntington. Doing it all, keeping the Chiefs at bay. Final 3 minutes of play about to be underway as this shot is stopped again by Spinelli. He had to hold on for dear life as that one came hurrying towards the goal. Another body check laid. Alessi couldn't finish on his man, Savaglio. Chirico plays it back in the neutral zone and then gets a return feed. Chirico tried to get it further, and they do successfully push back East Islip in their zone. And East Islip will try to force back in the Tigers' zone once more. Brecklin controlling it. Flips this one across. East Islip for a moment continued on with the pressure, but this one's pushed back in by Chirico. This one pinballs off a bunch of sticks. Back into the possession of Smith. Smith tried to drag the puck past Brecklin to no avail. Patelli with 2 tonight. Fires one, and it's stopped right there by Squilante. Only a matter of time before East Islip pulls the goalie. And Squilante waiting for the call to head to the bench. There's Brecklin muscling off Alessi, the captain for tonight. Hansen charging hard to the goal, and he lays off at the last moment as Squilante played the puck. Patelli back in the zone. Carmine Patelli, lethal as he can be. Falling to the seat of his pants. He's tripped up as he got the shot off. But heading to the box once again is East Islip as a result of that. And Blake Hansen and Frank Alessi exchanging words before the next puck drop. 2-star players clashing in the late moments of the period as I got to work the clock here. And just in time, a timeout is called. As the 2-minute power play for Northport Huntington will begin momentarily. the players wearing the heavy artillery and welder-like masks make their way back into their respective homes for the next 1 minute and 11 seconds. Northport Huntington with another chance to add to the board. Patelli. So we reach the final 50 seconds of play. Savaglio charging hard. Made Alessi fall to his knees as he broke his ankles. Meyer fires that one wide. Patelli controlling it. Gets it back to the point. Meyer steps into another one, and that one deflects off a body. Half a minute to go. Blake Hansen, the man that kicked off the night, gets it to Patelli. Patelli delays, and he fired that one wide. Inches off from the hat trick. East Islip with possession of it once again. One key player missing tonight for the Chiefs was Jacob Rami, and who knows how much it impacted them here tonight. As Northport Huntington is going to leave the rink, sweeping the Suffolk County High School Hockey League opponents. They are now 13-0-1 as they defeat the Chiefs of the East 3-1. Pardon me, let me just double correct that. The Northport Huntington Tigers are 12-0-1. A big win for the team in navy blue tonight. The way they played, they looked like the Buffalo Sabres of the Patty LaFontaine, Gilbert Perrault, Tim Horton era, you name it. This team is on a path of undisputed destruction, and they'll leave the ice victorious as they've done all season long. Congratulations to Coach Frank Coyle and his team as they have gone undefeated against every opponent in the varsity division, and they'll begin their second act this upcoming week. And that'll do it here for this broadcast. Michael Landra, Aiden, our cameraman, and everyone next door behind us. We got another game coming up right after this one between St. John the Baptist and Patchogue Medford. The Raiders on rivalry night. We'll see you soon.